Hi, Maria. I just wanted to thank you so much for your discussion board post, and I just wanted to comment and reply on a couple of the pieces here. Your first section, you talk about the role of the Holy Spirit in counseling, and this is something that just it makes me so excited that we're even talking about this, that we are learning about this because I agree. I see the role of the Holy Spirit as absolutely essential in all that we do, especially as Christian or biblical counselors or in that realm of working in human services. So I really appreciate the way that you were describing the Holy Spirit as a fire or a light, and it makes me think of in Matthew 5 where Jesus says like, let your light so shine before others that they might see your good works and glorify God who's in heaven. But then also where he's talking about us being like a city or like a lamp that's lit on the hill and that's on top of the whole city and that can like shine throughout the city. And that's supposed to be our role. So I appreciate that parallel of just specifically in the work that we do, that the Holy Spirit is fire and a light, and that we do encounter and interact with people who maybe have never experienced the fire of the Holy Spirit just going through their bones, or the light of God's presence just lighting the path before them. And so it's really beautiful that we get to utilize the Holy Spirit and that we get to bring people into a deeper understanding of who He is and of what He has done and of how to be able to grow. So, anyways, I really appreciate that. I just think it's of utmost importance that we rely upon the Holy Spirit for what we do, and that we continue to grow in and with Him in our abilities to counsel and our abilities to give words of encouragement, affirmation, um, and all that we do in human services specifically, be able to uplift people and bring them into the fullness of who God's created them to be. Because really, that's personally, I know that's my goal in human services is to help people step into that place of being all that God has created them to be, and they are, as Ephesians 2:10 says, they're a masterpiece created by God to do good works which you prepared in advance for them to do. So I appreciate that, and I could probably talk about that for a while. That makes me so excited. But I'll move on to some other things that I appreciated. We were talking about the nature of evil, suffering, and struggles that are in our lives. You mentioned that there's a higher occurrence of battle between kingdoms, and I just was thinking of just that our fight is not against flesh and blood, but the principalities, the rulers, the evil in this world, and it's so important to keep that in mind because I know even personally, I can get bogged down into thinking of, oh, I need to just figure out this better method. I need to figure out this, and obviously, I'm in this program, so education is important to me, and knowing more in that realm is important as well. But it's just of also utmost importance to be aware of what's really going on and the battle that we are fighting, and to even know how to counsel, how to implement that, how to display that, how to bring light to that to those who are in our care as counselors or as human service workers. Lastly, you were mentioning that the role of the church is very important, but also needs to be coupled with upholding the ethical standards held by other secular institutions. And I 100% agree with that. I feel like as followers of Jesus, we should be like the top notch level of people who carry integrity and who do things with excellence. And I appreciate that you brought that up in that study that you read. That's absolutely essential. I just feel like there are so many things we get caught up in so many other areas of what the church is that we sometimes forget just the importance of doing things with excellence because that's who God is. That's what he calls us to do, and that's what he's worthy of. So anyways, I get really excited talking about this stuff. So thank you so much for your post and thank you for the thoughts that it sparked and blessings to you as you continue to study.